Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
What's up, America? Glad you guys are here. Kevin Jackson's who you're listening to. 100% full-fledged alpha male. Woo! Glad you guys are here. KJRadio.com is where you can find out more about me and the program. You could also call 844-551-8255. And let me begin by thanking Liz Matory, who I asked to guest host on Friday. I was sick this week. I got sick on Thursday. I got sick Wednesday, but I was sick before that, but that's a whole other story. But it got to the point where I couldn't do the show, so I asked Liz to step in. Liz and I met at CPAC, and I heard her story and said she needed a bigger audience. What an amazing talent, and I got great feedback. I'll play a couple of the things that you guys sent about Liz from different people that called after the show to tell me that they want more of her. And you will. Liz is one of my official guest hosts. We'll have a couple of others as well, but she's certainly, you're going to hear more from her. And as I told her when I talked to her, I said, because Liz won a contest to do a show. She's got a weekend show, and I hope she told you guys about it so you can follow it. But she won a contest over hundreds of people who do radio, people that were radio people, and Liz won, and so she got a show. The outcome of it was they gave her own show. It's on the weekends in whatever the market that she's in, I believe up in New York or D.C. And so when we were talking and she told me her story, it was compelling. I was like, man, this is a great story. Number one, this lady comes out of nowhere. She was a former Democrat, if I'm not mistaken. She probably told your story. And then she's, drinks the Kool-Aid. Well, she was drinking the Kool-Aid. Now she's come over, from the dark side into the light. And she was telling me how that evolution occurred. And I told her that's a story many people need to hear. And look, I tell my side of things. I was never a Democrat. Proudly, I was never that stupid. And I don't, I know that offends some people who were Democrats, but they would admit they were stupid. So it shouldn't be offensive to them. But I was never that stupid. But I like to hear those convergence stories, have you guys hear them, so you can understand that there are people out there lost and they figure it out. And when they figure it out, they come over with a vengeance. And that's what Liz did. Came over to our side with a vengeance. Sheriff Clark, former Democrat, came over to this side with a vengeance. A guy that we feature from time to time, Chris Harris, he'll be on the show. Chris, former Democrat, came over with a vengeance. Now, that side I'll give to him. I'll say, man, when they convert, they get mad. But see, I don't have to get mad. I've always been there. But here's the point of it. Liz deserves a big audience because she's talented. And unlike these other people out there who, get afraid of somebody. Look, I'll put it to you this way. If Liz can do this show better than I can, she can have it. That's the truth. We should be looking for people to replace us who we can help grow. And if we're able to help to facilitate that growth, then congratulations to us. It's like when I train as a martial artist. I tell people all the time, you get measured on how many black belts you create, how many people that adopt your methodology, your mentality. That's how. So let me just give you kind of a quick martial arts thing. You can get your black belt, your first degree, by just being good and proficient. You have a level of proficiency. And your second degree generally means you have to enhance your skill set. So typically you'll take on a weapon, you learn a few more forms, and maybe they want to test your skill a little bit more in fighting. But when you get into the higher ranks, it's no longer about the physicality. It's about what are you giving back. And so here's what I would say to you. We have lots of first degree, maybe second degree black belts in the conservative movement. The Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh is a second degree black belt. Sean Hannity is one of the few people I know who promotes people. I think Levin, he's responsible for Mark Levin. But here's the bigger point. None of these guys are really making stars. They're not bringing up the next generation of people. And I believe there's twofold. One, they figure, who needs me? Kevin Jackson doesn't need Sean Hannity. Yeah, he's right. I can do things on my own. But here's what Sean could do. He could accelerate that growth. And by the way, he has. He's helped me quite a bit. But he could do more. And it isn't just me. It's the Liz Matorys of the world. Here's the deal. Most of you wouldn't even know who Liz is. Now you know her. And my hope is she gets as big as I am, if not bigger. And if I can facilitate that, I'm happy to do it. A guy told me one time I guest hosted for a show, and he said to the guy, the host, don't ever get somebody that's better than you on radio. And I haven't guest hosted that show since, because I think that that's the fear of many people. I was trying to do a weekly hit in the Arizona area, and I talked to a guy that's on the show, on a morning show regularly, because I used to do a morning, well, I'd still do it in St. Louis. And the guy, yeah, we'll get you on, man. And I met him, and I sensed immediately that he was kind of chumpy, that he was one of these guys that's afraid to let somebody's light shine because it would, take away his. And I think that is so bad for the conservative movement. We should be looking for the people to promote, to get them ahead, to help them get that next step. There are far too few of us who are willing to do that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed Liz. You will hear more from her. I'm going to actually try to get her to join my team and be a part of it so we can promote her really heavily. She's obviously going to be guest hosting the show from time to time. And we'll also feature a few others that I think you would have never heard of had it not been for us. And that's one of the things I want to do. And I have no fear of these people coming in and doing their style of radio. I think that's great. And if I could do one day a week and have 4 people give you 4 different styles, I would do it in a heartbeat. And we'd probably have one of the most successful radio shows out there. Anyway, we got a ton to talk about. I did a segment on the alpha male. Well, technically it was on the beta male. I don't know if you guys watched over the weekend, but yes, I was on Fox and Friends, and we were talking about alpha males versus beta males. And I was thinking to myself, nobody wants a beta male. How long would a beta male survive in the wild? I mean, you might as well let an infant in the wild. If you take a beta male on a camping trip, you might as well have a 3-year-old. That person can't read a compass, doesn't know how to start a fire, wouldn't know how to, couldn't get you. I'm just saying, don't even do it. Because unless you're doing it and it's a cabin and it's wired for cable, you're wasting your time with a beta male. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about that when we come back, plus a lot more.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanYourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.